Welcome to Yeshiva Dash, sponsor Lunishva Sam Yakshon Lab Sitzchok. We're holding in Avoda Zara Daf Membeis. We're starting in Membeis Amud Aleph, about say a quarter down the Amud.
What's the first word on the line?
The first word on the line is Shom Vadai Garu, and then we're starting the fourth word called Esive. So talking more Esive. We're talking here about this discussion the Gemara brought in the previous daf. If you have a broken tzelem, do you say that is bata or not? That's broken. So the Gemara Esive, and this is really a question that was brought down already in yesterday's daf, which is a little hard to consider why the Gemara brings it again. But okay. So if he has a hand or a leg of a tzelem, of a statue, so because they worship it, so it's Avoda Zara.
But that if it bites only the other leg.
Only the hand and the leg.
If it fell off.
So the Gemara says, "Am I sure?" You know, the Gemara asks the question, "It's a broken piece." I take him sure, boy. So the Gemara we're talking about it sitting on their base, meaning it's not. No, it's not fell off. It's on the base. Rashi, there's a gears of Tosis and Rashi in the previous daf that says we're talking about. That's how Rashi by us says. So bimush shaloi. Bimush shaloi means they're standing exactly where they had the Avoda Zara. Tosis disagrees, and also Rashi himself doesn't say that. So bimush doesn't have to be they have a base. They're not just scattered around. They're sitting on a presented way. So then it's not considered to be a shayr.
So the pieces are on the base.
The piece is on the base.
Is it one piece? If it's multiple pieces, no, it's not.
No, a hand or a leg. A hand or a leg. So that's what I'm saying. That's the dessert. So as we mentioned briefly yesterday, a guy can be mevatel of a Zara himself or of his friend. He's not mevatel of his kachovim. He's not mevatel of the Zara of a guy, and this we'll see later because it's a pasuk. Finish a pasuk, we learn that a Yisrael cannot be mevatel of the Zara.
His own Avoda Zara can be mevatel.
And his Avoda Zara, I think.
Let's say he's
I don't remember now clearly. I think it's Kochka that he cannot, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think he can.
Right. In my theory, what's the difference between a Yisrael breaking a goy's Avoda Zara or Avoda Zara that broke on its own? Right. That's the discussion. If you have a broken Avoda Zara broken on its own, does it have a bitul Avoda Zara or not? So that was machlokes. That's the sugya. So what do you mean? If Yisrael broke it, it's not loy gara from a breaking on its own. So the Gemara what does pochso mean? He hit it with a hammer, as Rashi says, and he flattened it out. The nose became flat, but he didn't break anything. So what? So what poscho is also bitul. So I merely the pochso of kelchovim. Why? When a guy does it, it shows that he doesn't believe in it anymore. He takes away his belief. He says this thing is not. I'm not afraid of it. I don't have any respect to it. So that's why I'm flattening its nose. But but if Yisrael does it, it doesn't show anything. So as long as it's not broken, it's not going to be a ma'aseh that breaks the Avoda Zara. So there's nothing to talk about. Says the Gemara, even Yisrael just flattened his bottom. Hi, so why do I say that Yisrael who broke the Slomim is not good enough? Maybe the guy will pick it up first. Yisrael will pick it up first, and then Miravatel. I don't know why I didn't. That's the Gemara refreshes. Avoda Zara by Yisrael is not bottom. Forever. That's the pasuk. So Rashi brings over here. Rashi says, and that's what we're going to see later. That there's no bitul by Yisrael, meaning Yisrael that owns it. If he owns it, clearly. So the Rambam says the gzeira. What's the gzeira? If you're going to say that a Yisrael can be vatal the Avoda Zara of a goy, he may pick it up before he's mevatel. If he can pick it up, it becomes his. Why? Because it's hefker. If it's hefker, so if it becomes his, then he can't mevatel it. So he's gonna think, oh great, I'm mevatel of the Zara. He's not mevatel of the Zara because he picked it up. And the Gemara is going to bring this answer to the following question. The Tosfos already points out that it's so possible you can say this answer to all the questions. What is the Gemara even asking? That's the question of Tosfos over here. So what is ACV? Question. A guy brings a stone from the Markolis. What's the Markolis? Markolis of the Zara, that they threw stones in it, and they make a pile of stones. So he took one of the stones. He went and made out of it a pathway. He put it on the road, or he made it, or put it into the stadiums. Mutaris. It's mutar. What? But Teatros? Teatros. That's what they translate. So they fix here on the side. Teatros means like stadiums or theaters. The Agoyas Atsurim fixes it to be Sarteros. Sarteros means a road. And that maybe makes more sense because why would he put stones in there? Okay. Mutaris. It's mutar. Because the guy shows he doesn't have any respect to the stone. But if he salted it, Asuris, it's also. Even though it belongs to a guy. Why isn't like Avoda Zara that broke on its own? Then we brought a discussion. Avoda Zara breaks on its own. Is it a fixture? Is it butter or not?
What's the terrace that we gave like that?
Oh, Achinami get the Rova. So the Gemara, what's Rova? Then maybe you'll pick it up and be koine it. And if he's koine it, he can't be battle anymore. So if I say Yisrael can be battle with the Zara, he may be koine it. That's why you don't say it. Another question. So Shipa means he smoothed it, or he shaved it. If he did for his own self, because he need a piece or whatever, that's mutar. It shows he doesn't have respect for the Zara. If he did it for the Zara itself, he has service mutar. That she's also because he still has respect for the Zara, but the piece that he cut off is mutar. If he saw Shipa, but they sold it, he was so it was always also. Why do you treat it like the Zara that broke on its own? According to one man, that's okay. That's what we saw in the previous daf. Same answer. Maybe we'll pick it up, it'll be koinit. So when you get rid of the Zara, the Rashi says, we're talking about the Zara, Shemateches, a metal of the Zara, you want to get rid of. What do you do? You grind it and you throw it to the sea. Or throw it to the sea. If you're gonna grind it, it's gonna go into earth, and someone will benefit from it, and it will become zevel, become fertilization for his field, and he's enjoying it for the Zara. You can't enjoy it at all. It's like if the Zara is breaking it on its own. Same thing. If you're going to rely on this, you're going to pick it up, it's going to become yours. Is that you can't battle it. Tzuas is the shape of a snake. So we'll see later that a drokon is always of the Zara. Those days you do over the Zara looking like a snake. So he finds the Reish drokon, and his head is cut. Not sure who cut it. Mutter. So you have a suffix, you say it's mutter. Why? Because maybe mivuto. And it's a sexeka. Suffix that was never worshipped. And if it was, we broke it. But if you know for sure Yisrael broke it, it's also. In my same question, she like with the Zara that's broken on its own. Again, and same answer like Rava. The what? Because she's going to be cutting it, and then he cannot break it. This is one other question. Because we must show him. What's your must show? We talk about that you have a eitz ashera. Ashera means they take a eitz and they made it over the Zara. So Rabbanan say that if you have vegetables in the moist akshamim, the being under a tree is bad for it because it doesn't have the sun. It's very cold, it's very dark, so it doesn't benefit from that shira. So the Brisi, it does benefit from that shira. Why? What? Pishanivio Nisheris Aleim. Leaves fall on it, and it fertilizes the vegetables. So it's a problem. Same question. Sure, the Zara that broke on its own. Because the one understands right now, when the leaves fall from it, it's breaking over the Zara. Says the Gemara, and there the straw is not picking it up. Shani also, the Ikar is Kechovim Kayemis. There, the main of the Zara is the tree. The tree is still there. The leaves just fell off. That doesn't mean it broke a piece. Says the Gemara, Shifuyon. The Ikar is Kechovim Kayemis. Kektaya Tzorka Yasuro. But we learned before, when he shaves off every Zara, you say that even though the Avoda Zara is shaved, the Avoda Zara is still usher, but the shaving part is mutter, because it shows he doesn't care about it. So here the leaves that fall from the tree or should be mutter. And why is it I care that it's fertilizing the vegetables? That's the normal way. Shaving of the Zara, that's supposed to be shaved. You shave it, you get zilzu, you make it pool, it's not supposed to be here. But here, this is the normal way. The tree usually has leaves fall off of it. If the tree has leaves fall off of it, that's a derech diloso, that's the normal way. That's not considered to be a bitul. Even if you hold that it ishtabra me'eleo, it's cancel of the Zara, but that one is doing the natural way. What? Which am I?
I'm sorry for like rubber.
Yeah, here you can't say that, it's over all. Yeah, because you don't pick it up, exactly. Hey, Sir Shimon Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. Lakish that said it's mutter when you break it and breaks on its own. As Rabbi Yochanan. Ken Shabir Sheilon, you have a nest in the top of the tree. Shal Hegdish, if the tree is Hegdish, Loy Nani, Nanim, Veloy Moyali, which means you cannot enjoy from it, and there's no meal either. Why? So whenever you say Loy Nani, Veloy Moyalim, it's a din derabon. The right, so when I enjoy Hegdish, it's Mehila. What's Mehila? Mehila is your Iver is Mehila, and there's a carbon, and you have to pay a chaimish, and there's a whole process. Loy Moyalim means no Isur Deraisos. Why are you naming? Why can't I enjoy it? Isur Derabon. It's Isur Derabon. Right? So, but if the nest is on top of the eights, which is Avoda Zara, Yatiz Bakone, then just hit it with a reed, with a stick, and you can enjoy it. Kasai Kedaitech. Sorry, Yatiz Bakone and Yisrafena, you can enjoy it, you can burn it. It does not. There's two nukudas here in the Rashi. Okay. Yisrafena v'yenem mehem. Rashi says, burn it and enjoy it. Okay. So in one sense, what we're talking about, how was the nest created? The bird came, took pieces of wood from the tree, and created the nest. And it says, meaning you will throw it with a stick, and then it says you can enjoy it. So you see that once it's broken, it's okay, even though it's broken on its own. Question on Rabbi Yochanan that says when it's broken on its own, it's also. No, not talking about that the bird took the piece of the tree. She took wood from another tree. Take it on, bring a dew. The Ktani gabe egdish loy nani neni v'loy moral. So by egdish, you can't enjoy. You can't. There's no meal. It's not the wood of the tree. Understand why there's no meal. Why would the Rabbanon should not think that you're going to enjoy Yatzei Hekdesh? They won't know that it's not covering the Hekdesh. It's not the wood of Hekdesh. If you took a piece of the wood from the tree, it's Kaddish. I'll tell you what. We're now talking about the wood that was there when the tree became Hekdesh. There was a tree that was Hekdesh, and then these branches grew. Kasovar ein moyalim b'gedulim, which is a Gemara Psachim. Legabe anshe yirichoy. Discussion over here. Do do you say that Gidulim Shabo La'achim Miken is also or not? When I have a wood, if I have a tree of Hegdish that grows things later, is that Hegdish or not? Machlekes. So according to this one, the Rambam holds Ein Moral Gidulim, no Meila Gidulim. So therefore, the nest is not also from the Ila, and the Rabbanan is also. And it could be that by, according to Rishlakish, you will explain that's the same thing by Avoda Zara. And because he broke it, that's why there's no Avoda Zara. No, because you can explain that it's Gidulim, that it came from Mal. Just don't bring a diuk. The diuk is not alright. We know the answer. We're not talking about he's going to enjoy the nest. He's going to enjoy the chicks that are growing in the nest. But
that only answers the question from the Hektish. But the question he has, the question
you can answer that he brought the trees for somewhere else.
Right.
You can't answer the answer. The one with the being a right. When say Korchoch, that's what it is. Because if not, why there's no Me'ilah?
Last answer more, it's not a raya.
So that will be Rish Lakish. No, according to Yechanan, you can explain that it came from a tree. There's no raya from the Brisa. Rish Lakish will say we actually talk about the tree itself. So the word brings another answer that we're talking about not about the nest. The nest is also we're talking about the chicks in the nest. Chicks are mutter both by Hegdish and by Avoda Zara. But if they're eggs, they're also. Why? Why? Because the eggs need the nest. So the eggs are enjoying the nest, which is made out of the trees of Hegdish, according to this Bandama. You're merely enjoying Hegdish, or made out of trees of Avoda Zara, you're merely enjoying Avoda Zara. When you have chicks that need the mother, meaning they still need to use the nest, it's also going to be also because they are like eggs. Now here the chiddush is, and this is what some of the first we discussed over here, is every egg needed a tree when it started. So originally it grew from Avoda Zara. Now it doesn't need the tree anymore. But originally it did need a tree. You say don't use the eggs. Why not? Because the egg need the tree. But the chicks you can use. Because the chicks don't need a tree. They don't need a tree right now, but they need a tree before.
It's another bria.
What?
It's another bria.
Another bria.
It's another chicks. Beitzim versus.
No, but even in Freichim, it says the Freichim that are too young. So they do need the tree. So the chiddush over here is that while they need the tree, now they enjoy it. But once they are grown enough, even though they need the tree originally, you say now they already know tree no. There was some period of time they needed the tree. That doesn't bother me. That's the chiddush over here, which before I should discuss. It's almost like a zev is a goyim. I'm not anymore. My life doesn't depend on the tree anymore. It used to depend on the tree, but not anymore. Okay. Okay, says the Mishnah. So just to mention, Taisis, and maybe that's Rashi, says the only reason you now enjoy the eggs is not because the eggs are not part of the Zara. It's only Gzeiro after the tree. Meaning, I cannot enjoy the tree. Eggs that need the tree are subject to, or part of the tree because they Gzeiro after the tree. Once they don't need the tree anymore, then they're not Gzeiro after the tree. Okay, says the Mishnah. He finds vessels that has on it the tzura of chamo levona. Rashi explains the chamo doesn't mean the sun, but it means the koich of chamo. One of the mazolas is called koich of chamo, one of the constellations, and that's the shape that you have over there. Or tzu is darkoi, shape of a snake. Yoilichim Yamamelech said Yamamelech to put in Yamamelech. Depends on which kli it is. If you're talking about kli which is tashmisha lekavoid, then it says also. If it's tashmisha lebizayin, not. So here the Gemara introduced the idea that these special things that are printed on these vessels, they are chashuv. Let's see a few lines of the Gemara. Says the Gemara, "L'meimor dela'anu depalchila l'midachinu loy." Masha only chamo lebono and the Dracoin, these are the ones that are with the Zara, but the rest are not. Very meaning when brings a question, someone who shechts with the Zara for the seas, for the rivers, l'shum midbar, for the desert, l'shum chamo, l'shum levano. Again, these krechavim, bepashtes, l'shum krechavim umazolis, or it means chal levano. Mamish could be over here. L'shum michoel saragodol, even for a malach. L'shum shil shul katan, or a small creature. Harei l'ziv chamesi. So you see that they're worshiping other things. They worship many things. To create a design and then worship it. Only these ones that create a design. The other ones that just do it for a noi ba'al. Now, there's a discussion today. What about shtiv, which means a cross? Is a cross a problem when you make it on a kli, when you make it on a jewelry, when you make it on, when you have it printed on different letterheads? What about that? Is that going to be a problem or not? Because the cross, they worship the cross. But the shaila is when the cross is put as a design on something, is it considered to be of the Zara or not? Some poskim keep hold it's not, because they hold then they're not worshiping this cross which is on the paper or on the clothing or on the jewelry. They maybe in the church they do it. Here it's just for a design. So that's an interesting discussion, which is based a little bit rise from here. Do we say that kelim they have a tzura is already a problem? He brings chumri. Rashi learns that chumri means mishnayas chamuris. He puts it together. Taisa says he means loshen anat. Chumri is loshen anat, meaning he puts together all the rules together. Really like a shulchan aruch. The person makes a design of a chamo and levono. It's with the Zara. Other mazolas, other constellations, okay. All the petzuvim that you do is okay, except the face of a human being. Every shape is okay, except the shape of a snake. If we talk about a yid who wants to do it, I can a Jew do it? We saw this in Rosh Hashanah. You're not allowed to make a design like the Shamoshim in the Mar. Talk about now a Yid who's doing it, but he found it. Question: can you enjoy it? Similar to our Mishnah. That's our Mishnah. Even Moitze and so if you talk about you found it, look at the next part. Even Moitze parts of Adam Yosef. He found it parts of Adam was a problem. The only problem is if you find is only finding a Chamol Levona and Drokoin in a snake, but not Adam. The second part of the Bryce is talking about he's creating it. Creating is a problem. Because I wouldn't be sure that what? That he says you're not allowed to create a shape. You're not allowed all the tzuras, the last part of the Bryce, all the tzuras are mutter except the tzur of a droker snake. If he's doing it, you're not allowed to create droker. It says don't create God of silver or gold. Hani says the Gemara that Megillah Dalet. Droker lo. The only problem is to do the ones in Misham Shivamar. But you want to do any shape of animal, it's okay. Talk about finding. That's a problem, but not other tourists. So it comes out the Gemara and says, it comes out this brayso is not so organized. Because the first part of the brayso was talking about Chamo Levano, it's talking that he found it. The last part of the brayso talking about Drako and talking about they found it. And the middle part of the Bryce talk about Adam is when he did it. Yeah, and that's usually Abaye's shita throughout Shas. Whenever I have a problem with the Mishnayos, I don't care that it's not so organized. Rabba Amar Kula b'moitze. Talking that he found it. Umetzi also Rabbi. And the Mishnah is talking about that says about Adam that it's okay. Also talk about moitze. I mean that you say that the moitze Adam was a problem is according to Rabbi. Tanya Rabbi Moisif Admus Beniko Sar Apis takes away a shape of a woman nursing and Sar Apis. What is Sar Apis? So as more, first of all, let's see what the Gemara explains. Meniko Shem Chavo Shem Meniko Kolayim Kuloi. The shape of Chavo who's nursing the world. That's a tzura of the Zara. Sar Apis Shem Yosef Shesar Umefis Kolayim Kuloi. Who actually explains that he becomes a Sar Lashon minister and he's supplying the whole world. Meaning, there's a shape of an Adam which is also. Not every shape of Adam is also, but these shapes are also. We talk kakaya, meaning we talk about that he's taking a measurement and he's filling up. He's holding a child and nursing. That's the shape which is also. So you see by Rabbi Yehuda, there are shapes of Adam which are also, and that's our brisa. So it comes up from our brisa, and the Gemara is going to see a little more about it in the next half. That a tzura of shamosha shemashavash that's also to do, and to find some mutter some also. Other tzuras you could do. And when we said if it's tzuras and finding the other tzuras for sure mutter. Lamaise, in other words, finding can be if someone buys it, you can do it. Lamaise, api Chasidis, Chasidis talking about already by coming from earlier sources, is not to have any tzuras Adam at all. Because you don't have any shapes of Adam or shapes of Chayas in the house at all. The Kabbalah is not a good Indian to have it, even though Api did it's not to have the Zara, but there's other Inyanim not to have it because of different reasons, because of different Kabbalistic reasons. So even though the Gemara says it's mutter, it's mutter mitzad dine of the Zara, not mitzad dine Kabbalah. There is as well. So we'll stop over here. Please Hashem, continue from here tomorrow.